I'm Ken Coleman, and this is not a sponsored video. Now, excuse me while I cross the streams. This is a Ghostbusters reference, but this video series is not going to be so much about Ghostbusters unless they do some type of crossover, or if Image starts doing their own streaming service like Marvel and DC. Lately, I've been getting into the Marvel Unlimited streaming service and the DC Universe Infinite. Is that what it's called? Streaming service? Marvel, I've just been jumping back into. DC, I've been reading for a few months now. And I thought that I would be getting my social media content creation project back to its roots of going to comics. I'll still get back into ice cream and Legos and other stuff, but a reintroduction to comics. So with each week, I'm going to try doing this little recap of what I've been reading and some of the stories that have stuck out to me that I particularly enjoyed. The issues are a little bit backdated because for the first couple of months the issues are only available in hard copy floppy, and by paying extra to get each of these issues, I'm doing something more economical, and I personally have the patience for this. So I read New Mutants 14, which just getting back into that, and it's taking me a while to acclimate to the whole Krakoa thing of all these mutants just secluding themselves away on this continent. Some of the more slice of life stories, like the X Factor, I've been able to enjoy more because that gets back into like the Christina Weir, Nunzio De Philippus era, and the Kyle and Yost one, the Kyle and Yost series is Uncanny X-Men, all those 2000s books where it was very character driven and a lot of just mutants hanging around. So I'm getting a little bit more into New Mutants, the newest series. X-Force 15, I just read it in What the is up with Beast. In this newest revamp, has he become much more vicious, much more Cyclopsy? This doesn't remind me. This seems like a pretty far reach from the Beast who just a few years ago opted out of being an X-Men because they were becoming too extreme. I've been getting back into Generation X, which I had been reading through trades and catching up on a series that I had long been curious about back in the 90s. And I am just starting to read the Denny O'Neil Daredevil run from the 80s, starting with 215, which is about a old Marvel cowboy. What's the character's name? It's a past-present combination between the Old West and 80s New York. So you're following a story that showcases the Two-Gun Kid and Daredevil. It sort of reminds me of the Gail Simone Birds of Prey story, where Black Canary of the Present, Black Canary 2, and Black Canary 1 their investigative notes were combined in order to solve crimes. So that's what I've been reading from Marvel. I've been getting more into DC, and I've been continuing to read their issues more often lately since getting back into the streaming services. So this week I was reading Catwoman 25. This was a larger than usual size, and about her returning to one of her home neighborhood and confronting some thieves who she saw as classless in their approach to crime. Teen Titans 45. I've been really getting into that. I was getting into it a lot the last time that I've been reading from the streaming service. And I'm horrible at many of these new names. But Roundhouse I've enjoyed. The little Djinn, I've been filled in on what happened to her. And what's the name of Lobo? The female Lobo? Crush. I really enjoy Crush in the Red Arrow in this series. You can tell that I'm getting back into this. And most of what I enjoy about these DC books is the Batverse. So something that I've been focusing in on is the what is it? The Joker War? Joker War. Which is this big crossover event. And being able to see in Batman 99 approaching a big issue number. Pretty much a Bat family all teaming up together to take out this large gang of Joker's troops that have swept through Gotham. And Detective Comics 1027. Through some serialized difference, it is saying that it's the epic 1000th issue anniversary of The Dark Knight. Not entirely sure what happened 1000 issues ago and at issue 27, or never mind. It was an awesome book and 140 pages long, minus ads. So many different stories, many different great writers like Grant Morrison, Mariko Tamaki, Greg Rucka. And as a fan of the old Gotham Central series about the GCPD MCU, I was elated to read the story Rookie, which I love to think, and it's not confirmed, at least not that I know of, to be the origin of Detective Josie Mack, who is a metahuman GCPD police detective. It's about her taking down corruption in the force, or working to take down corruption in the force. It's what impressed the commissioner. And I feel deeply that it speaks up about not just corruption in the police, but corruption in any type of civic service. Whether you work at a state hospital, fire department, government, city halls, infrastructural goings-ons, city councils, that you have to put your constituency before yourself in your priorities. No matter who you are, no matter which class you're coming from, you're working for the people and not the other way around. So I really enjoyed that story, and it made me miss Gotham Central all the more. I told some of my coworkers about it, and they're going to be checking out Gotham Central. And what else did I read? Yeah, that is pretty much it. What I'm about to continue getting into, and this is because I got into it a little late, is the Green Lantern season. It's the Grant Morrison Green Lantern series. Streaming issues. I've been getting really into the Green Lantern series by Grant Morrison. It's about Hal Jordan being stationed on Earth after such a long length of time out in space. And it's sort of a stakeout while he looks for some of the greatest evil that he's on assignment to search out. And in the meantime, he's in the middle of all these different adventures. So that's it for my DC reading. And just to close, I hope that Marvel starts bringing back their back issues soon to this cyber library. Because one of my favorite stories from Marvel, what got me into Marvel, it didn't even officially happen, canonically speaking. It's a what if called Children in the Attic, about Mystique, Destiny, and what would have happened if Mystique hadn't abandoned Nightcrawler. And I just really hope for that story to come back. I think that issue has deteriorated. It's just gone since the 90s. And I'd love to be able to read that again. So if you like this content, if you want to see more of this, if you have any more suggestions from these two publishers, Marvel and DC, I love to hear your suggestions. I love to read more of this. So I'm Ken, and thank you for watching. Bye.